sorry, I'm on my iPad instead of my phone. Hey guys, so welcome. I see one person who's here. Go ahead and say hi in the chat box. Let me try to raise this, or should I just, I think I already started in, there we go. Should I stream in portrait mode? Hi there, hello this, hello that. Go Bay Area. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm a little out of sorts right now. So thank you for joining. Thank you. Like, I did not stream last week. I apologize. I was at a wedding, or I was styling. It was not a wedding. It was a bride. It was her engagement party. So I was really bummed that I missed last week's stream. And this week, like, YouTube is not pushing out my posts. I'm kind of bummed. So thank you for being here. I have to read, like, it's kind of a bummer. It's really an up and down with YouTube. It's an emotional thing. Anyhow, I do have an unboxing. I have a box of makeup here. It's actually been sitting here for a while because I've been deciding about when I'm going to use the thing. So what better time than now? Sorry, I keep looking at my calendar, my camera, because it's over here. Thank you. Oh my gosh, you're always so generous sending me a nice tip. Hello, MD Dang. Thank you. Hello this, hello that. Do you have a question to ask, since you're the first to send me a super chat today? So answering any of your Vuitton questions as well, or if any ladies are watching, I'm using my color correction palette to kind of smooth the color off my face. But let's just do eyes today. So does anyone have, hello this, hello that, do you have a question about Vuitton? I hope you all saw my video today about my initial reaction about, thank you, about fall, winter. The exact date, I don't know the exact date either, but hey Juliana, the date of the Christmas animation is supposed to be like the last day of September online, and then October 1st is when it should appear in store. So my tip to you guys then, when they have an official date, the first ones go to the people that have actually reserved it. So it's actually best to go on, like, am I looking at the camera correctly, you guys? I'm on a different device, so I'm sorry if my eyeballs are all over the place. Okay, so because I know, oh, hi, Nini. Thank you. Because I know that, like, the first drop date goes to the people who've paid for it, that if you're going to just walk in and get it yourself, you should go on, like, day 2, 3, or 4. So that's what I'm planning to do for the Christmas animation. I am trying to, last weekend said in 2 weeks. Okay, cool. Not for me either. So I'm trying to get the Christmas animation. I'm thinking I want something with the corgi, which I know is going to be super popular. And I already texted my friend about it, and she's like, don't even talk to me about it. So that means no, that I'm not going to get it on pre-sale. So I plan to go on, like, day 2, 3, or 4. And you have to go in the morning, go at like 10 a.m. when they open the store. And that's when they're actually putting those pieces out, and you might be able to get that. Hey, Roman. Hey, Juliana. And I saw some other people there. Thank you so much. So, okay, so who wants to unbox with me? I've got something from Pat McGrath, and I will still answer your questions. I try to do some multitasking while I am on the stream here. So any LV questions, go ahead and ask. So I did buy, I actually have not purchased, this is a splurge for me. I haven't had to buy makeup. So I got a Pat McGrath, I can't even say it, Intensifies Artistry 1. And the new palette, Mothership. It's been in the box because I have this guilty conscience about buying stuff for myself. But anyways, I have not bought makeup in so long because being in the makeup industry and going to events, I always get loads of free stuff. but we haven't had any events in like 2 years. Such a bummer. So, but I kept seeing this on Instagram, so I decided to splurge. And it's actually very unlike me because I usually don't have time to put a lot of color on my eyes. But I kept seeing it on Instagram. Holy cow, this thing is heavy. I kept seeing it on Instagram and I had to have it. You like the red Supreme looks. Oh yes, Pat McGrath did a collaboration with Supreme. Do you have that thing? Hello, Mikkel's Photos. Oh, I noticed, I like recognize you from my Instagram. I see you on my Instagram too. So thank you guys who have connected with me there. So anyhow, this thing's very heavy. It's gonna be heavy to travel with. But wow, that's pretty heavy duty. So that's like, this looks like it should have another portion to it, but I could not resist all the pretty colors. So, you know, as usual, I will play with my makeup as I'm answering any questions for you guys. So again, I was not here last week because I was doing makeup for an engagement party. I was about to say palette because I saw you say one palette. Buy one palette. You buy one palette per year. I have not. Oh no, wait. Oh my gosh, I bought myself 2 palettes this year because I bought the MAC palette from the Nordstrom anniversary sale. And then I bought this for myself because I kept seeing it. So, ooh, which one should I try today, guys? And it has this like Intensify eyes. You feel like I only... Nini, that is what I usually do because I like spend so much time putting makeup on everyone else that when it gets to me, I'm just like, I'm over it. It's much like me and luxury shopping now. I might walk into a store and then look at something and go, I'm over it. So one of my coworkers went from Louis Vuitton to Gucci, and it was funny because I saw him in the window and I like 15 minutes is perfect. I saw him in the window and then there were like 50 people in line. I waved and he's like, come in. I was like, oh, I felt like a rock star. And then I started looking at things and everything, my reaction was like, nah. Like, ooh, that's cute, and then meh. And he's like, yeah, like you don't have any feeling for this stuff anymore once you've worked in the industry. I always use eyeshadow as blusher. Yeah, thank you for that question. I always do. I can't open this thing. I gotta find some scissors. Not a fan of, I've never bought anything from Jeffree Star. Actually, you guys, I hardly buy social media makeup because it's hype. I mean, a lot of my palettes I have are from straight from the manufacturer, and they give me the whole palette. So I don't really buy what I call social media makeup like Jeffree Star. So this is the first, I guess, like, I don't know what you call it, real palette. And it was expensive. It was way more than MAC prices. Okay, so here's an Intensifies Artistry wand. I don't know how you, I guess you click here. It's gonna take forever. How do you advance the product? So anyway, something I'm working on over here on my end. I will, oh, hey, Clandestine Luxury. Have to get the kids to bed. What time zone are you in? Something I'm working on my end is Makeup 101. And so a course for basic makeup, and then also a course on how to sell makeup because someone had approached me to ask about it. Okay, there it goes. So what this is a primer, and I've been watching the Pat McGrath, what's it called? Instagrams. So let's dig in. Eastern, oh, that's early to get them into bed. But I remember when my daughter was little, she used to go to bed at 8 p.m. Now it's like 10:30 later. Okay, give me a suggestion. I want to use, which one should I use? Oh, they're so pretty. What I usually do is I start with a matte color. Let's use let's use this one first. And I'm using my brushes here, which grab the pigment pretty intensely. So I'm going to use that in the crease, the outer crease, to create some contour. Ooh, that's very, I'm just looking at the screen, but that's very nice pigment so far. So whoever asked, so there are colors here that you can use as blush. And when I'm doing my own makeup, when I have my eyeshadow palette, I will often use those pieces as blush. Oh, so let's do that since you asked. So we're gonna use these colors. And then I also use that color, would use this, or you can use anything as a cheek highlight. So we'll do one side there, and then you guys, what do you think? This is like, which flavor of candy do I eat first? I'm gonna go with this color here. I don't know if you can see, I can actually see a tint of green on the top of it. So tell me, you guys, talk to me. Where are you from? Where are you from? What you doing? So with these colors too, when did makeup become a passion for you? Well, I started my journey in makeup in 2000 when I worked for Shiseido. And then I became I created a business out of that in 2005. That's when I started doing wedding makeup. Oddly, I was the only makeup artist in my city. And now everyone is a self-proclaimed makeup artist via Instagram. But it was something that I did like on weekends. Huh, that color is not what I expected. It's kind of a greenish gold. Oh. This is from Cost Plus World Market. I have Hello Kitty glasses. I'm a big kid. So anyways, so back then, people were having like these big glamorous weddings because they were able to refinance their houses for nothing, you know, right before that huge crash. So there was a huge market for, I just decided like, I'm gonna become a makeup artist. But really, I would say I didn't become like super passionate about it until the past few years. I guess the past 8 years or so. And I should have started makeup on YouTube 10 years ago. Out of the LV collections, what are my favorites? Okay, the Cherry Blossom. So, gosh, I remember this whole era too, because the only expensive things I really bought was Tiffany. I don't like that color that I put on my eyelid. I'm gonna have to do something with it. We're just gonna go with it since it's already there. It's actually a lot darker than I think. It's kind of coloring brown on the outside of my eye, which I didn't expect. I'm gonna do the other side totally differently. Anyways, I just didn't think Louis Vuitton was worth it. And it was one of those things that I, like, literally everyone and their grandma was carrying. But I do wish now, after the fact, that I purchased the graffiti collection, Steven Sprouse graffiti. And when I worked for Louis Vuitton, I was finding that pochette accessoire in the graffiti for about $450 and up. And even then, like, so that was 2019, I was like, that's too much for a used pochette. And at the time, the pochette in the store was only $525. So I was like, that's too much for a used pochette. But now, knowing what I know now, I would have bought it then. And actually, I'm going to do a show on this, on the best SLGs. And I'm on the fence because sometimes I look at the SLGs, they're so expensive, and I think just buy a bag. It's more worth your money. but there are some that are very useful. So at the time I worked for Vuitton, like I did not have money for anything. They did not pay us enough. Like it was barely making it. So I talked about it in that video, and I know it's controversial because people thought I was making a lot for retail, yes, but like that it was not a lot for someone in my position, and like me and my daughter, I was raising her on, it was like solely financially on my own. So I was not making enough to buy anything. And now that I'm like, oh, okay, I can buy stuff now. I think of things like, oh, I want the little cosmetics pouch. It was $330 back then. Hey, Shawnita. Hey, girl. Hey. Oh, I'm so glad you're here. You are kicking ass. Okay, my sis, my mentor, Do Dream On, is here. So check her out because she has a rocking channel, and she's now doing classes and she's doing so well. So anyhow, back then, like that cosmetics pouch was a lot for me. And so I thought the other day, I was like, okay, it's time to buy one. And now it's $5.50. $5.50. So really just knowing that they didn't do anything different with it, I am not going to spend $5.50. That's like, I would, yeah, that's, I wouldn't even, would I even save that for a handbag? It's not even half a handbag anymore. It's like a third or a fourth of a handbag. Multi-white and multi-black, and the small shoulder pochette. I kind of wish I got those too back then. And the accessoire way back in 2006 was like, what was it, $200? No, it was more than that. I remember because I was comparing it to Coach stuff back then, so it was more than that. Okay, anyways, I'm gonna try. Hey, Pam. Thank you. So, Do Dream On, do you ever have sessions where, like, seriously, my views just dropped, like today, and I'm so sad. Hello, Benjamin. Oh my gosh, thank you guys for popping in. I'm seeing names who have been with me like from the beginning, so it's super exciting. So, yeah, I hate it because I feel down. I'm like, oh, where did my why is YouTube not pushing my channel? Well, I was told that YouTube like will push your channel in waves. So it will show it to people and then it won't, which I'm like, I'm so bummed. I'm like, really? I worked so hard and I haven't barely slept. and no one's watching. Not like no one's watching, but the views dropped like in half. So YouTube stopped pushing me out. And like it's kind of it's hard. It's an emotional roller coaster when you're like, I'm working so hard and my views went down. Keep going. It's okay. I know. I try to tell myself that. Like, it's okay. It's okay. Okay. So I'm trying a different color here. I'm loving this. This is like, what color is this called? Yeah, by the way, for those of you joining, I just opened my Pat McGrath. How come I can't say her name? Pat McGrath eyeshadow. I'm not liking this color. The ups and downs of life and YouTube. So true. Why can't everything just go the way we want them to? Okay, right now I'm using Astral Venusian Orchid. I think what I need to do, because I saw them do this on the Instagram. I know, why can't everything work perfectly in life? Like, I had another little disappointment. It goes in waves. It does go in waves. Thank you so much, Pam. I had another like slight disappointment, but I realized I was in expectation energy. Okay, which one looks amazing, the left or the right? Because now I'm liking this eye. I don't like the one on this eye. So that color, I'm like, okay, we'll try that another time. It's not showing up on camera, actually. It's kind of bronzy, but I don't like the darkness that's translated on the outside. So, okay. What else was I doing? This needs eyeliner to really pop out, but I don't know. Let me see if I have my eyeliner close by. Someone also asked, so a trick that I use, I'm going to use one of the smaller cheek brushes. But my right eye, right? Okay. So I do use the shadows for the blush, especially if I'm carrying a palette like this. Like it's pretty heavy, so I don't want to carry all of my makeup with me. So it does have some colors you can use as blush. I realize this is a very, very, very pink color. And your blush is also going to go around your face. Comments are engagements. Mikkel photos. Yes, that is true. That's why I always ask you guys to comment. And as soon as I see a comment in, I try to comment back right away when the video is released. That's like what the experts say to do, because the first couple hours of engagement is the most important. Okay, I'm also going to use the lightest color here and do a highlight across my cheekbones. Let's use my finger for that. All right, guys, sorry, my skin is not looking the best today. I'm just looking for eyeliner. Oh, I have one here. I have a MAC eyeliner here. Here's a peek at one of my brush belts. And it's actually clean right now. And then I did discover on my last job and then also last week that I can actually do with half as much of the stuff that I carry in my makeup case. But then it's hard to eliminate what we're gonna do. Okay, so you guys are like, wow, you have no Louis Vuitton questions today. Alrighty, so after the shadow, the eyeliner, you need the eyeliner to bring it all together to make the eyeshadow pop. I did that a bit thicker than I usually do because my pencil was not sharp, but we're gonna sharpen that in a sec. I'll show you how. So I'm gonna take one of my brushes that has an angle. Where's the camera? Like this. And you know what's gonna work for this? This little tool here. Do you think it will be more bag option of the new mink? I get both reactions because I know you love the mink, and then I have viewers that are like, oh, animal cruelty. I don't know, like I was kind of surprised that they're using mink because other brands are using faux fur. So in those regards, I hope that they're going to start using faux fur instead of real fur. So something I want to share with you guys too, which is really funny. Corporate and our managers never told us a thing. Literally, Foxy LV knows more than anyone else. We don't even know how she would get these announcements, I guess. Like, she must have Vuitton PR feeding them to her because she gets all these photos before any of the client advisors do. So you would think they would be telling us what's happening, but my manager even was like, oh yeah, you have to follow Roxy LV. And because she's the 411 for all things new Louis. You need to know more on the newest and latest. Oh, okay. You know, and working for a department store is super fun because then you get the discounts on the clothing. So that was like kind of my only advantage because obviously I couldn't use my Vuitton discount, but I was at least able to use my discount at Bloomingdale's, which like should be advantage for working for every brand, any brand of retail. Like when I work for cosmetics, the endless amount of makeup I was able to get for free because they want you to represent them. So it was really funny to me that even after a week training at Vuitton, I was like, wow, it would be appropriate if they gave us a $240 perfume. But instead, they gave us an $8 cube of candy from Sugarfina. That was all we were worth to them. So it was kind of sad. But I've learned a lot since then, and I think like being in that job put me in this terrible employee mindset that I had to do everything to please my employers, but they were not showing any gratitude back. So for a while too, I was like, I will say, neglecting my own needs because I was so like, it's almost like abuse from your employer. I was so used to that environment of just negativity, and your managers are basically like, I know it varies from store, but my store director was not supportive. It was basically anything you did was not good enough. So I can't imagine what she was like with her kids. So I'm getting a little personal too. So at the time when I joined Vuitton, it was something completely different than what I was doing, but I was in a rut. I was still quite depressed and like kind of looking for direction because I had lost my mom. You know, and when you're vulnerable, you're vulnerable. Yeah, so that kind of took me in a downward spiral of like, wow, if you want to feel not good enough, like if you're already feeling vulnerable and if you want to feel not good enough, like that was not the right company and the right environment to work for at the time, because it just perpetuates those feelings of like your self-worth and stuff. So anyways, I mean, even though like I knew I was a good person, I just wasn't a cutthroat salesperson. What would be the one bag you'd recommend to put on her wish list? Oh, well, tell me what kind of bag she's looking for. Like, what kind of bag? Handbag, shoulder bag? Thank you. That was 4 years ago, but that is how I ended up there. You know, all in hindsight, it's like, oh, like hindsight's always 2020, right? So that's like how I ended up there. Oh, I did not intend that. There's a lot of product on my bag. Something she could crossbody, not too small. So I would go with the Alma, and I keep like here other bloggers say the Alma is great too, because it's still under $2,000 and the price of it will just go higher and higher. Thank you so much. Hella this, hella that. Yeah, it was unexpected, so that was a hard time. Anyways, yeah, you just surround yourself with good people, and I didn't realize I was not surrounding myself with good peoples. Okay, I'm gonna highlight with this too because I think it's fun and fabulous. Other crossbody bags, I also really like the Croisette. And that one I believe is now $1,700 when it used to be $1,350. The Croisette is a cute crossbody, but it can also be a handle bag. But I'm thinking of the newer ones too. I don't know if I like any of the newer ones. You love your Alma and goes with mostly everything. Hi, Chelsea Jackson. I think that is true. Like that would be the first thing out of my head would be an Alma. And because that's the one that's not going to go out of style. I'm sorry, my makeup doesn't look that good today because my skin doesn't look good. That is the one that's not going to go out of style. And what else about that? The price of it is just going to go up and up. So now is the time to buy. The Artist Capucines. Okay, you guys, seriously, my thoughts on the Capucines, and I thought I should do a show on this as well. Like, I do not like the Capucines. I think it's so heavy. It's so heavy on its own that even carrying it as a handbag, your arm's gonna get really tired. I'm not a fan. I would prefer like a twist over the Capucines because it's more wearable. At least with the Capucines, you can wear it crossbody. I mean, the twist, you can wear it crossbody. Hi. So the Capucines has a shoulder strap, so you can wear it on your shoulder or crossbody, but it's really like, it's such a structured bag that I think it looks funny that way. And it also like doesn't glide on your body the way it should when you're wearing it. So I personally am not a huge fan of the Capucines, and I think it's ridiculously overpriced. So what is the price of the Capucines now? It's like around $5,000, right? Or 4,500 for a BB. I think it was 4,000 for a BB before. And honestly, for those prices, I personally would rather go for a Chanel. So I guess the difference between like LV and Chanel too is that like the LV structure, they're a little more masculine, where the Chanel can be a little softer and feminine. Do I recommend the twist wallet on a chain? I do. I do like the twist wallet on the chain. I remember how cute that thing was. So but I guess my only issue with the wallet on the chain, it's like, for Vuitton, it wouldn't be the first thing I go for because they're so small. I almost feel like you're getting gypped. Like it's not the whole bag. It's not the whole bag that one deserves. So, but it's good for just like, the grab and go if you just want to get a few things. I totally messed up my eyeliner on this side. Sorry, guys. It's only good for the grab and go if you just want to get a few things. But I don't know. In the long run, I would feel a little gypped. However, how much is the wallet on the chain now for the twist? The thing is, it's a lot, but there are other wallets on the chain that can be a little more reasonable, such as the Felici. So that I'm going to include in my show about SLGs because technically it's an SLG, the Felici. And that is a little less expensive and is a little more, I think, versatile. But yeah, this is all like personal preference. Now, the Chanel wallet on the chain actually expands, so it looks more like a bag than the Vuitton wallets on a chain do. So yeah, I don't know how I feel about that because for your money, I don't feel like you're getting as much bag as you should be for the money. If that makes sense. Is anyone a fan of wallet on the chain? Roman, do you own any wallets on a chain? Okay, sorry, my makeup is just looking whack today. I think I need more light. Difficult as the opening is really small and stiff. I actually like, oh, that is better. I just needed to turn on the light. So I actually like the Twist PM just because I like things a little small. The MM was a bit boxy for me, but it was really popular. And so was the wallet on the chain. We didn't get a lot of those, but when we did, they usually did sell. So, I don't know, everything is like subjective, but now that I think about it though, for the price, I don't remember the price. It was $1,700 at the time. So $1,700 compared to $35, which is what the Twist MM was when I worked there. Yeah, that does seem more reasonable. But now, I'm gonna guess now that it's $2,200. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's just a guess. Yeah, because for me, I wouldn't pay, now having worked there, I wouldn't pay more than $1,500 for a wallet on a chain. You're looking at the wallet on the chain. So that makes sense, because then if you just need like a little thing, hey Joe. So like if you just need a little thing, but what's nice about the wallet on a chain, the twist wallet on a chain, is that I think that is the one of the items that you can transition to wear for an occasion, like if you have a wedding to go to, or you know, it can be a little more formal, and it's definitely more dressy with the material and the chain. So for that reason, yeah. Okay, this color looks pretty on my finger, but it does not look pretty on my eyelid. It was that one that I tried. All right, I'm gonna stop messing with my makeup right now because I'm not. I'll try. Well, it's not bad. Just one eye is better than the other, but I'll try it again a different day. Oh, sorry, Roman, I missed your comment. How do I read the comments here? You'll buy a Noe, not crazy on the bucket bag. Is the Noe going to be your next? What else are people going to buy? So M Stern, that makes sense, because if you have your baby, you probably don't want to be carrying the twist MM, like it's too much. Did you guys see one of my one of the comments on my latest video? It said, "God, your voice is so annoying." And then so I pinned it, and somebody and then somebody liked that person said my voice was annoying. It's like it makes me just want to go all day. Okay. Any advice for a guy new to makeup? What kind of advice would you like? So I guess you're oh, actually I'm getting something in the mail from a company called Merit, and they're sending a minimalist stick. Well, I know I don't have the best voice anywhere, but you know, someone saying that makes me just want to like anyways, you want to start with concealer, but I'm actually going to start posting makeup on my Instagram and my Facebook. Oh, thank you. Why did they cover the Think in Paris with fabric? What is that? Oh, thank you. Oh, hey, DJ Frank Dog. Oh my gosh, my friend in Vegas. You popped up on my YouTube. He always was on my live streams in Periscope. I want to answer M. Stern's question. Watching people spend like crazy while you just hope you had the cash. Was it depressing? It wasn't depressing, but I'll tell you what it was. Oh, any kind of stick foundation is what I would start with, like a light concealer. You're a subscriber. Thank you, Frank Dog. Okay, so what it was, like, it really put a lot of things in perspective, because as you know from my videos, there were several people that threw tantrums over not getting what they wanted from Vuitton. And there's so many other issues in the world. So I do think my attitude about it was just like, I just don't even want to deal with it. So a lot of days I was that sour sales associate, because it was like, really, I have to pacify these babies. But then on the other hand, a structure Virgil showed and then covered in fabric. Oh, it's probably for the fashion show. I'll have to look it up. So on the other hand, I did meet like a lot of nice, rich people, and the people who really have money, they're very gracious and they're very nice. And it does, like, you know, I did talk about this in a video. It wasn't a popular video, but it does put things in perspective of like, everything that you want in life is out there. So from there, I had to up level myself, but here I was, it was like a, what do you call it? A contradiction, because I couldn't up level myself being in that job where like everyone and me and all my coworkers were feeling disrespected by the corporation. So it was a huge contradiction. So I had to get out of there, in order to break free of that mindset that you have to work for someone for pennies. So I hope that explains kind of what was there. It wasn't depressing, but it also made me like not want to be like any of those people who throw tantrums. It made me just want to be super patient with anyone in the service industry, because like even though it's not a restaurant job, it's definitely the service industry. Okay, that was a long answer. Roman is like such a fan of Virgil that she knows more than what even I can tell you. The candle from Beauty and the Beast. Yeah, I haven't. I guess I should peruse the fashion show to see all these things. So, anyways, let me go back to Sissy Boy. Advice for a guy new to makeup. Go follow me on Instagram. I'm gonna be expanding more on my makeup tips and dropping some makeup classes. I'll be doing a launch, and it will be like a special price launch. It will be Zoom makeup courses, because someone was asking me, and I was like, okay, I've been dragging my feet. Okay, guys, so I'm gonna answer one last question because it's been 41 minutes, and I try to keep these under 45 so I don't bore you guys. But thank you so much for everyone who has been showing up on my channel. It's been really great. Like, it's been really flattering and unbelievable. Like, oh my gosh, you guys are showing up for me. All the sophisticated sales associates serving in high fashion are being paid peanuts. I think that's just the way that corporations are going. And it was definitely a surprise for me because I was promised. I mean, you can't promise, nothing's guaranteed. But my manager was like, yeah, no problem. You're going to be making the commissions every day because our store volume is so high and so busy. Yeah, but I really had to sacrifice myself for that. And someone else said this too, like he was like starting to feel like I would rather have a lower paying job with less stress and more security. So, I kind of hear this across the board. I hear this from other people working for big corporations where you would think like, oh, their product is really high. They must be making a lot of money. They must be making a lot of commission. Tesla salespeople do not make any commission. And I've heard from other people who work there too that their salaries are not competitive. So they end up going to look for work with other manufacturers. And also, they do not reward their employees. Hi. Thank you, Josephine. I'm not fishing for compliments on my voice. I just thought that was funny. So yeah, also Tesla employees, they do not get a discount if they decide to buy a car. So 2 people told me that. Thank you. Alrighty, so anyways, any other questions? I am gonna hop off. I'm actually going to reorganize my makeup because it looks like a makeup store and a luggage store has exploded in my house. So maybe I'll post an Instagram on there. If you guys aren't following me on Instagram, it's the same as my name here. Excuse me, Dial M Style. Oh, excuse me, I just burped. So that's more of my makeup page, but anyway, it's nice to connect with you guys there too. Thank you so much. Good night, DJ Frank Dog. Thank you for, yeah, he's been on my live since the Periscope days, since I was going live on Periscope. So I thank you for that, and thank you for everyone who has shown up, and I'm so appreciative of like all my new friends. So I'm gonna sign off now. Thank you guys. Thank you, hello this, hello that, for the tip, and I will see you guys later. And I am making the Sunday chit chat a regular thing. Thank you, and feel free to let me know What else you guys would like to see? You guys give me really good ideas because sometimes I sit there and I go, what else could I talk about? Because for me, it's like already in my head, like, oh, people already know. But then I'm like, I forget, like, oh, wait, they don't know. So even questions about makeup, I would love to answer too. Alrighty, guys, I see y'all disappearing. So I'll say bye, good night, talk to you later. Have a lovely week. Bye.